Today, we're often talking about the economy and the state of the economy. Now, it's always important throughout all of our history, but there are moments where it seems like it's a little more important than others. And today, the economy is at the top of all of our minds. And for a very simple reason. We're all wondering what's our place going to be in the economy. And if we're not worried about our place, we're sure worried about the place of our children and others who we love and their place in the economy. And then we start to think about what their path to their opportunity and prosperity will be. And the first thing I always tell my kids is basically don't listen to what I tell you. Because what I know and what I did and what I saw may not be really helpful to you. I don't know whether tomorrow I'm a lawyer, whether there'll be a law firm in the same way, or an accounting firm in the same way, or banking will be in the same way, or any other of these professions that we always thought of as a secure path to a bright future. So what do we come back to? We come back to some very basic ideas, which is how do humans create wealth? What's been the constant thing throughout time? It never changes. It's always the same idea, but in a new age. Very simply, you need a person, a human being, who's capable and can do something. You need to give them a tool, something that they can use to be productive. A hammer, a saw, the most basic things. Today, I think, this computer is a pretty powerful tool. You need to give them inputs, something when they used to mix into the soup, into the batch there, to create a product for others that could be useful to them to buy. And then when you get to the end of that chain, no matter what age you lived in, you needed a couple of other things. You needed people who would give you capital or support you to grow. And at the end of the line, you needed someone to sell it to and someone to buy. You needed access to a market. So when we think of that framework in today's world, we need to reinvent our economy to make sure it gives opportunity to whom? To the individual. We come back to that very basic proposition. Now, we went through an era where we had the Industrial Revolution, and we organized ourselves through factories. And Henry Ford perfected the assembly line and made it more efficient. And it started one of the biggest ages of economic expansion in the history of humanity. Today, with technology that we have and the power of these things, these computers, now in the hands of every one of us, this idea that the tools of productivity have been democratized, and the power of this computer, and we think about how it's a window to the world's economy. It is now the window through which I can ultimately get access to capital and markets and meet the broadest group of people who may be interested in the things that I love and the things that I do. This idea today needs us to reimagine our economy from being one focused on industry to now being focused on the individual. And we think about what it is that we need. So in an industrial world, I needed to get to work. It's very simple. I got to get to work. So I used to drive to work. Now, guess what? I can dial in to work. I need to dial into it. So in those past ages, we needed to make sure people could get to work efficiently. So what did we build? We built roads and highways. Very simple. We need to move people so they can get to work, they can drive to work, and we needed those roads and highways to deliver goods, to get to the people. Now, of course, so much of that remains relevant. But there is an incredible part of the economy and a whole big group of Canadian individuals who don't have a place in that old economy. And they need to find opportunity in this new digital world. And a very basic piece of that puzzle is just in the same way that we built highways and we built roads so that people and goods could move, we need to make sure that we build those digital highways for people and those services and those ideas that we sell can move. We need to make sure those are open, that those are available, that they're accessible, that we take those examples of our history where we finally connected a railroad that went across the country, that we make sure that every single individual can dial up to work and get access to this new economy. And no matter who you are, no matter where you've been, no matter where you've worked, no matter what you've seen, there is something valuable that you know, that you can contribute, that can be repurposed to the modern economy. There is a way that you worked. There is an idea that you saw in one context that could be valuable in another context. Or an idea that maybe we have too much of here, but yet there's a place that still needs it. And I draw back on the history of this place in my heritage, Lebanon, and those Phoenicians. When they saw that they were trapped in this limited market, they thought, how do I get beyond this market? What is going to take me from here to these new markets to make the most of the things that I know and I do, and to give the most value to these markets? They built boats to get from here to there. They made the far seem close. They made the impossible accessible, and they opened up a future that nobody could ever imagine. So we need to reimagine in our age of how we take these new tools and this time of transition and make sure that we empower every single individual to be able to put their passion and productivity into this new economy for the benefit of us and all we love.